Buffies might be one of the most controversial updates Brawl Stars has ever implemented into their game. In the days following their release, they've received heated feedback from both players and creators alike. Many people are extremely unhappy with how this update turned out, saying that Buffies are too game-breaking and way too expensive. And I agree with those sentiments for the most part. But I wanted to briefly go over what the introduction of Buffies means for the future of Brawl Stars and whether it will revive it or kill the game completely. First off, did we really need Buffies? I think we can all agree that the game has been dry lately. There hasn't been a permanent change to core gameplay since hypercharges were first released, and I think that's what Brawl Stars is trying to remedy here.
I have been craving more depth and strategy in Brawl Stars, and for something to increase the amount of skill expression available in the game.
Kairos puts it nicely here. The game needed something new to keep things interesting, something that added more depth and complexity, something that raised the skill cap for more experienced players and rewarded them for their strategic thinking. This is where we get into the concept of Buffies. On paper, they sound great. They're a fresh, new mechanic that transforms how you play the game. In conjunction with aimable gadgets, which, by the way, I think are a great change, they add a much-needed novelty to the game that does raise the skill ceiling. Buffies are intended to make you think more about your playstyle. They add on to previously existing components of the game in order to give you the impression that you're actually getting more out of your brawler's kit. The whole idea behind it is that good players will capitalize on the added buffs and use them accordingly to gain an advantage in-game. Take Colt's Hyper Buffy, for example. It allows him to unload shots quicker for the duration of his hypercharge. Players who have this Buffy will be able to damage their enemies even faster, making the activation of Colt's hypercharge a crucial turning point in the game. This will lead to players becoming increasingly aggressive as well as more strategic in the timing of their hypercharge use. In this situation, Buffies actually make sense as an addition to the game. It's something new and refreshing that rewards higher skilled players. The real problem lies in the execution. The way Supercell implemented Buffies is why so many people are angry in the first place. For starters, they didn't just give every brawler one Buffy, they gave them each 3 Buffies that could be used simultaneously in-game. That is just way too much all at once, especially considering how broken they are. If we were limited to just one Buffy at any given time, I could see them being a bit more fair. But look at someone like Ems, whose Buffies make her so much stronger than she was before. Her gadget can slow enemies on hit, her star power can now grant brief invulnerability when using her super, and her hypercharge makes her attack poisoned. Like, that is just so insane, and opposing Ems with none of these Buffies will not stand a chance.
Doesn't matter! I have my invulnerability and my gadget that poisons! You can't stop Ems! Oh my god!
It gets to a point where the combined effects of all the Buffies on a brawler are just so stupidly overpowered that they don't even need strategy to win. It's as simple as this: the team with Buffies will always win against the team with no Buffies. This kind of defeats my earlier point about Buffies being meant to raise the skill cap. Buffies give such an insane advantage that you don't even really have to think about how you're using them. You constantly have those passive buffs to your entire kit, and it just overwhelms your opponents. This whole situation actually has some similarities with the release of hypercharges back in 2023. The big problem with rolling out new content like this is that it takes time to release and balance them. Right now, only a select few brawlers have Buffies, and even within this small group, there are disparities among Buffy strength. For example, Shelly's star power and hypercharge Buffies, while still strong, are not nearly on the same level as someone like Frank.
Don't need to big brain nothing when I'm the champion though. They don't expect a Frank sniper.
The same thing happened with hypercharges. The imbalance between brawlers with good hypercharges, brawlers with bad hypercharges, and brawlers with just no hypercharge created a uniform meta that was really unhealthy for the game.
This is a big jump. From the D tier all the way up into the S tier. He honestly still gets countered pretty hard by his usual counters, but just one hypercharge from him can easily wipe a team and change the whole map. Have Surge moving from the B tier up into the S tier. Now Surge got his hypercharge this update, and this has made a huge difference for him.
Right now, all the brawlers with buffies are among the strongest in the game, and if this trend continues, it'll be detrimental to the game's health. Having an unchanging meta where the only brawlers at the top are the ones with buffies will kill the game in the long term. Hopefully, Supercell gets on top of balancing them, because if they don't, it's not looking too good for Brawl Stars. The final and perhaps most outrageous part of this update I want to cover is the pricing and the RNG aspect. Buffies have a ridiculous price point, coming in at 2,000 power points and 1,000 coins for one random Buffy. It would take 6,000 power points and 3,000 coins to unlock all the Buffies for just one brawler, and this is a free-to-play nightmare. Resources are hard to come by as it is, and now free-to-play players are expected to just keep up with this insane standard of buying 3 Buffies per brawler just to stay competitive. On top of that, Supercell decided to make attaining Buffies randomized, which completely contrasts with what they've been doing in recent years. From letting players buy star powers and gadgets with coins, to introducing the credit system, where you can choose which brawler you want to progress towards, Brawl Stars has slowly been gearing toward letting you decide what you unlock in the game. But then for some reason, they chose to make a gacha system for Buffies, only allowing you to buy specific Buffies if you pay with gems. Again, even with gems, the price point is absurd. For 3 Buffies, you're essentially paying 527 gems to max out one brawler, which just isn't worth it unless you really want a specific Buffy. In its current state, the price of Buffies is going to drive away so many players. Brawl Stars absolutely has to either reduce the cost or boost the amount of power points we gain from the progression system to justify that insane price tag. Before we get into my final thoughts, I want to quickly point out some things. The introduction of Buffies is actually a good opportunity to fix some issues that were present in the game before the update, namely reworking brawlers whose kits were underperforming. You can hear it from the dev team themselves.
Brawler rewards. Every brawler that is getting a Buffy is also getting some of their abilities reworked. Since we're improving multiple abilities at the same time, it's also a good opportunity to revise brawlers' kits if they are not working well.
These reworks are something we've desperately needed for some time now, as quite a few brawlers have remained at the bottom of the barrel for way too long. Besides that, there's also another way you're able to obtain Buffies. You can actually get them from Chaos Drops too, which I haven't seen a lot of people talk about. While this hardly makes up for the outrageous price tag, it's at least a nice way that you can earn some Buffies for free. Alright, now moving on to my final thoughts. I truly think Buffies have the potential to help the game. At their core, Buffies are an innovative new mechanic that do add the variety that Brawl Stars so desperately needs. However, the way things are right now will absolutely kill the game if they're left as is. The devs really have to make sure they balance Buffies correctly, and I do think limiting brawlers to using 1 or 2 Buffies at a time is a great first step. This way, they'll retain their purpose as meaningful additions to a brawler's kit that can give players an advantage if used strategically. As for the costs, if the Brawl team wants to keep the gacha aspect of this update, I think they should either reduce the overall costs or make power points more obtainable. Because let's be real, charging 2,000 power points on top of 1,000 coins for a singular randomized Buffy should be a crime. Free-to-play players are really the ones who were hurt the most in this update, seeing as it's impossible to keep up competitively with people who can just buy all the Buffies. Unless Brawl Stars does something to address this, they are 100% going to see a massive decline in their player count, and it might just seal the game away for good. But with all that being said, I don't think we can judge Supercell quite yet. After all, the update did just release, so they still have time to fix some things. I'm hoping this is more of an experimental phase for the game, and unlike some other developers, I believe the Brawl Stars team tries their best to listen to the community. We just have to give them a chance. Lastly, all of this is, of course, my own personal opinion, and you guys might think of Buffies differently, and if you do, please let me know in the comments. So, in conclusion, are Buffies going to revive Brawl Stars, or are they dooming the game? I guess time will tell.